I wanted to talk about why someone might want to use LotsOfJots in the first place. There's a lot of systems out there for creating content. So I wanted to just kind of run through a real quick survey of some of the other systems that we were thinking about when we wrote LotsOfJots and some of the ways it's different from other things out there. Now, I don't want to disparage any systems out there. All these systems I'm going to mention, they all have their merits, and they're all optimized for different use cases. But let's just talk about some of them. So a lot of people ask, well, how is this different than Microsoft Word or Google Docs? So those tools are primarily used for creating statically sized pages that you're either going to print or convert into PDF or something like that. They're document oriented, meaning you're dealing with one document at a time. In comparison with that, LotsOfJots is really about dealing with a whole collection of documents that have an integrated navigation system. If you watch the other videos that talked about the page taxonomy and the nesting of pages inside of pages. So it's really about dealing with a collection of documents. And LotsOfJots is about creating web-first content that dynamically sizes as the user sizes their browser. If we look at note-taking systems, two of the most popular note-taking systems out there, I think, are Evernote and Microsoft OneNote. Again, they both have their merits. The things that I was looking at and thinking about when I created LotsOfJots, I didn't like the fact that Evernote didn't have nested pages. It really uses more of a tagging system. There weren't any integrated drawing capabilities. I know that they have some add-ons and you can post things to Evernote, but in terms of an integrated drawing system built right in, it didn't have that. And I was looking for something that had more content layout options. I wanted to have things like expand, collapse, sections, tabs, and dealing more with dynamic content like that. Microsoft OneNote, I didn't like the absolute positioned note segments. I've done a separate video on that, so if you don't know what that means, but and the other thing is I felt Microsoft OneNote was too skeuomorphic. Microsoft OneNote's a system that's been around for about 10 years or so and was really designed to help Microsoft promote their tablet PC concept. This is before the iPad came out and all that. So it's a bit skeuomorphic. It's kind of modeled after a real physical notebook, and because of that, it has this fixed level taxonomy. It doesn't have the arbitrary depth of nesting of pages like LotsOfJots does. And neither of these systems were full featured in a web browser. If I look at wikis, so LotsOfJots, probably the closest category is a wiki. You may see some similarities between LotsOfJots and wikis. I felt most I've tried some wikis, I felt most of them were too slow for quick data entry. I didn't feel like they were good for journaling, and once again, they didn't have integrated drawing capabilities. Most of the ones I looked at. There's a one popular wiki that I'm thinking of that has drawing as an add-on, but it's not integrated. It's not built into it. You have to pay extra for it. And if we look at blog engines, there's some similarities between LotsOfJots and a blog engine. If you use, for example, WordPress. But WordPress is really a different tool for a different purpose. It's really about publishing articles. And then if we look at content management systems, these are really large, complex systems that typically are outside the realm of something that a business user would use. They're used for creating commercial websites. LotsOfJots is really more optimized for creating reference material, technical documentation, that kind of thing. You wouldn't use LotsOfJots to create a commercial website. So although there may be some overlap in the way content is managed in a system like LotsOfJots, it may be similar. to something like Drupal or Joomla content management systems, but they're really used and optimized for different purposes.